It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. Thank you so much for allowing us to broadcast into your home, or I should say into your office, so we can help you build your 8-figure sales department. That's our big promise, by the way. So you can have the revenue or the financial resources you need to purchase everything you need in your business in order to have the impact, the change of lives you want, and at the end of the day, really have a highly profitable business. And so every morning we get started, and when we get started, we start with a case study because our core philosophy is success leaves clues. So we like to look at a case study, look at what's working for the CEO, look at maybe challenge they had, and then from there, we can see how we can apply it in our own sales department, which is one of my favorite things to do every single morning, by the way, because here's the deal. If someone else has done it, so can you. And we can learn from other folks. So let's take a look at this morning's case study, and then we'll get started into the CEO Sales Huddle as well. Back in 2010, Wang Ning had a small store in Beijing, selling various items without a clear focus. Now, the challenge really was finding a niche that would not only capture the hearts of customers, but also stand out in a crowded market. So Wang needed a strategy that could turn his little small shop into something much, much, much bigger. And this is a common problem that many CEOs face, really identifying the right product or service that really resonates with their audience so they could solve their audience's problem. So Wang was inspired by Japan's vending machines, which sold surprise toys in these little secret boxes. He decided to focus solely on toys, but not just any toys. Mystery toys hidden in boxes. Now, this was a risky move, as it was a new concept for many. Interesting, by collaborating with artists like Kenny Wong, who created the popular Molly doll Pop Marts, well, their sales skyrocketed from 22 million in 2017 to 73 million in 2018. The struggle was real, but the innovative twist of surprise toys turned out to be a winning formula. The key to Pop Mart's success was its creative sales strategy. So by teaming up with famous designers and expanding globally, they not only captured new markets, but they also built a strong brand presence. Pop Mart's decision to list on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange in 2020 with a value of $676 million was really a testament to their sales positioning. They opened up stores in countries like US, New Zealand, and Australia, proving that a unique sales strategy can break geographical barriers. Oh, wow. How important is that, by the way? So you might be wondering, Shay, what's the big takeaway for me? Here's the big takeaway for you that I want to have. The takeaway is the most important part is having a sales strategy. So by having creativity, by forming strategic partnerships, Pop Mart not only grew its sales revenue, but it also impacted lives by supporting new talent and designers. This approach is a reminder that a well thought out sales system, I'll say it again, a well thought out sales system can lead to profitability and global impact. You do that, and you will see your sales go up, 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 up and away. With that being said, once again, my name is Shay Brown. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. I like to start off every single morning with our core mantra. And our core mantra is something that I believe that every CEO should adopt. Like if you're watching right now, you should lean in, you should tune in. This one idea could shift and change your entire life. And here it is. Focus on sales. Here it is. Focus on sales. No, okay, seriously. Here it is. Focus on sales. You might be saying, Shay, why? Because it's my belief that if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. That's why. Because sales at the end of the day is the oxygen for every great business in history. And without sales, there's always more money pouring out than there is coming in. The point I want to land here is that selling is really serious business. So serious that as a CEO, we also look at the other side every morning and say, well, what's our pledge to our sales department? As a CEO, like we're going to have a pledge. Like as a CEO, we're going to look over to the sales department and we're going to say, this is what we're looking to do. This is how we're looking to do it. So we have a 3-part pledge, and here it is: learn, earn, return. And the pledge is very simple. I have to learn something new. Repeat after me. In order to earn new revenue from current clients, repeat after me. In order to get new and old clients to return. So I must learn, I must earn, and I must return. And then we go over and see what are our objectives. Objectives are threefold. We want to take a look at what's happening in the sales department. How are we growing? And then we have to address any roadblocks that we have. And then we have to step back and understand the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand to be successful. You must have a one-page sales plan. You must tune into your sales cycle. You must turn around and understand the sales message. And you must have a CEO sales dashboard. When you do that, you kind of walk into what you have without worrying about it. And then you must have a sales team. Now, when you do these 3 things, now you have everything you need to be successful. Now, for those folks that are tuning in who watch every single day, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Do me a favor. Look below the video. Look below the video right now and put hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here is the best signal that you're in this conversation right now and you're tuned in. And I'd like to learn more about you because you can see me, but I can't see you. So isn't that a way for us to connect as well? Or if you're on one of the platforms, our online streaming platforms on the podcast, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, wherever you're tuning in right now, I want you to go over to @IamCheBrown. I want you to go over to @IamCheBrown. Let's connect. Let's you and I connect. And let's bring this totally together, you and I. You see, here's the deal. CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. It's not about faster, it's about easier with less effort. The big why behind we get together every single morning, and this is important if you're watching, because it's about sales growth, it's about accountability, and it's about consistency. And you may have heard this before, that consistency is the key, consistency is the key, consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle the most with? They struggle with consistency. So we're going to look at 15 minutes a day. That's how we accomplish this. We do have a plan. We do have an agenda. We do have a strategy. We do have a structure. We have a system. And that's 15 minutes a day. And now why 15 minutes a day? Well, there are 1,440 minutes in every day. So I'm thinking to myself, you step back and you take 1% of your day, like 1% of your day, and you focus on your sales department. 1% of the day to measure what's working, 1% of your day to manage what's working, and 1% of the day to make decisions as a CEO, then that's a good focus to have inside of the sales department. Now, if that's you as you're listening right now, what's the number one outcome? It's to generate $100,000 extra a month over and beyond whatever you're earning today. So you take what you're doing today, you're doing an extra $100,000, which you weren't planning anything to do with it. And then you use that in your business for the good that you want to have in the world. Now, how do we do this is always the question. Well, we had to create a structure and a system to make that happen. So we created the CEO Sales Dashboard. Something we created several years ago. And the CEO Sales Dashboard is the number one tool the CEOs can use to measure and manage their sales indicators. There were a lot of tools out there. There was AI, there was this. And what we found out is this was the simplest and easiest. And in today's world, you can use AI to manage this for you. And this is what you're looking for. How many leads came into the database yesterday? How many appointments came into the database yesterday? How many offers were made yesterday in the database? How many deals were done in the database? And then how much of it was repeat business? See, what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. So it takes us over to the structure. The CEO Sales Dashboard, you can download it now. And once you download, it's going to look just like this. You probably have it right there in front of you. You can see it. And inside that CEO Sales Dashboard, you're looking at leads, appointments, offers, deals, and repeat business. And you can go across the top, as you can see here, and you can customize this, obviously. Pick today's date. This is just an example here. And you go down to the line item. So let's just say for now you're sitting here and you say, well, Shay, the best use of my time right now is to take a look at that. All right, well, let's do that. Go over to CEO Sales Dashboard. Go in and look at one area. Let's do a deep dive into one area. And let's look at appointments. And let's say you're looking at appointments. And you want to know, well, how many appointments were set yesterday in the sales department? Go ahead and put that down. How many appointments were run yesterday in the sales department? Put that number down. And then take a look at that number and say, well, of that number, how many of those appointments were one-to-one? That means I went one-to-one, one-to-one, one-to-one. And then how many of those appointments I went one-to-many? And then how many of those appointments were just setting up just to collaborate? And at the end of the day, how many were referrals? What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. Now, isn't that the key to it? So now we not only created the strategy We're going to measure. We're going to manage. Not only did we create the structure, here you go. You have the CEO sales dashboard. It's the number one tool that CEOs use. You also have the system in place that allows you to measure, allows you to manage, and allows you to get the results you're looking for, because every day we tune into this. Isn't that kind of cool? And we did this less than, a minute or so, which is kind of cool. Now, the other belief that we have here at the CEO Sales Huddle, which is, I think, very, very important, is that all CEOs do this. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions their focus. And in this life, you get exactly what you focus on. So we're going to go over now. We're going to celebrate our wins. We're going to look at what's working. We're going to be excited about it. So I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. As the CEO, this is not a beat me up time. Just you as the CEO. Number 1, what are you most proud of for the sales department yesterday? Like just yesterday, what are you most proud of? Number 2, what was your biggest accomplishment yesterday in the sales department? And number 3, what do you want to brag about today? You just want to brag about, like you can't wait to get and say, I'm willing to brag about this. You're the CEO. You're responsible. This is your number 1 responsibility, is to put the company in front of people who have a problem so that the company can solve the problem. And so now you're looking at the sales department and looking at what's working. Isn't that kind of cool? Like you may have never been in this conversation before, but you're here now. Congratulations. I'm so excited. And then we're going to step back. We're going to say, wait a minute, every day's not rainbows, cupcakes, and unicorns, Shay. There's some challenges out there. So let's look at some of the biggest roadblocks you may have faced. Number 1, what's your biggest roadblock in the sales department yesterday? Number 2, what's preventing you today from moving forward? And number 3, what's the one thing you can do that if you focus on it and you do it, it would change your life and or business? And write that down. Make a commitment on your 3 things you've got to do today, that the sales department is one of those 3 things. And it's going to make a difference in your life. You know, my message of the day as we come down the home stretch, it's going to be very simple. It's going to be very clear. It's going to be our mantra that we believe in, that we stand by every single day. And the message today is focus on sales. The message today is focus on sales. The message today as a CEO, you can have it in your phone, your top 3 things, focus on sales. You may have the sales strategy. I'm pretty confident of that. You may already have a sales structure. I'm pretty confident of that. Now we have to have a sales system in place that allow us to drive the results we're looking for, just like the case study we did this morning. And isn't that kind of cool that if someone else has done it, so can you? Success leaves clues, which is why we do a case study every single morning as a CEO, and then apply the best principles from that industry, and you can apply it into your industry, and I look every single morning to apply it in my industry as well. So at the end of the day, focus on sales. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, look below the video and put hashtag I'm here. Let me know you're here. Connect. Let's connect online. If you're on one of the streaming platforms, go over to @IamShayBrown. Love to connect with you. Love to see what you're up to. With that being said, you're amazing as a CEO. You're incredible as a CEO. And I know as a CEO, you will have the sales structure. You will have the sales system. And you will have the sales strategy you need in order to take your business to another level and impact more people. God bless. Keep doing God's work. And I'll see you, at the next CEO Sales Huddle. Peace. We out.